everyone, this is Cass from Mad Alchemy Comics. I'm here to bring you another Mad Alchemy What If, where I take the characters from the Mad Alchemy universe and I see how they hold up in other fictional stories across the fictional multiverse. So, due to the Halloween season and franchise we have been focusing on in a series with Resident Evil, we're going to be continuing that particular story plot. Now we are going into Resident Evil 5, where the Westbrooks will team up with a more experienced Chris Redfield and another African agent in Shiva to stop Albert Wesker once and for all and stop him from spreading the new virus Ouroboros. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as mentioned before, Chris Redfield is now going into Africa and teaming up with a new agent known as Shiva to stop his former teammate Albert Wesker and avenge his thought-to-be fallen comrade Joe Valentine and keep him from spreading the new virus in town, Ouroboros. So he goes in, he meets the clansmen, the citymen, but he immediately gets a lot of combat as they are now infected with the new virus. This game pretty much starts out the same way as, Leon fights the clansmen or the people of the city, like he did with Las Plagas, and, deals with it, handles it. That's fine. Teaming up now with Shiva, we will introduce the Westbrooks here after he shows his display of what he's learned and done over the years. Now they go on and do their particular deals, they're going across Africa. Now, even though they are very heavily stacked in team, because as I mentioned before, the Westbrooks are very capable when they're together. When it's all four together, it's pretty much no problem they can handle. And now that you have a more capable Chris, along with some more help, already off the bat, I feel like they can pretty much handle what's going to come their way. The biggest problem is terrain. In Resident Evil 5, you're going into different places and having to deal with a more cognizant people with Ouroboros. Unlike the people of Las Plagas, who are more hive-minded, they are capable and function as a whole. They're still beholden. But if with these people, they are more capable, they can drive cars, boats, set traps, and all that. So there's a lot more they have to deal with. But again, with their training and what they have, they can handle it. Because Joseph is there, they're dealing more tactically while also having the firepower of Rowan and Lauren and the added help of Chris and Shiva. But the big problem then comes as they are now dealing with what they have to go through with the top echelons and, being injected with Ouroboros and dealing with a lot of the big biohazards in Africa. Now the thing about that is like even though they're dealing with the big numbers and the big monsters, because most of the issues in Resident Evil 5 you do get a lot of because of the numbers that they would have with the insertion of the Westbrooks as well as Chris and Shiva, it's pretty much handled. I don't have any fear whatsoever at this point with the insertion of the Westbrooks. I want to make that perfectly clear. But now we're going to get into the hard part as we are introducing Albert Wesker and a certain hooded figure that's kind of skulking in the background. While he's being funded by a very high class woman that kind of hangs on his every word. Now this is going to be fun because in every scene that the Westbrooks would be in with Wesker, I want to show some type of exchange with Chris, but I also want to show an exchange with him with Michael. because Michael's abilities kind of in a certain way mirror Wesker's. So it's going to be a fight of speed and tactical mind. Now, it's going to be hard because again, when I focus on Chris and Michael, I do want to focus on the fact that not only is Wesker a more experienced and capable combatant, he's been experimenting on himself and injecting himself with other viruses. This allows him to gain more power and more abilities. But as well as Michael is also experimenting on himself in a way to keep himself more capable in the field. More times than not, I want to start out by showing that Wesker, in the beginning stages of this, as Michael shows his abilities, would probably get the upper hand over him. But as time goes on, he begins to use more of his mind as he sees how Chris deals with him. Because even though Chris has the muscles now, he still has to use his brain to deal with a more powered up Albert Wesker at times. So, going for killing through all the top echelons and the bio monsters and things like that, we're going to jump to the final stages of them dealing with Wesker. As they run into the next boss fight, they find out mind control. So in this fight, this is one of the things I want to show, that Michael is now being more cognizant that he's a superior combatant, but he utilizes his mind more than anything else. Getting him out the way, Chris and Shiva shooting him up with the help of Joseph, and also Rowan and Lauren interfering and trying to save Jill. They finally save Jill, and now their numbers have become more enhanced. So now the chances of them getting out of this more is almost 100% in my opinion. I think at this point nothing is stopping them. At this point they've gone with done their stuff with Wesker. They've thrown off his genetic output by injecting him with the cure, or the serum that they inject him with to throw off his Ouroboros stuff and his other abilities as well. He's now the monster, and they go into the volcano. The fight in and of itself turns into your basic dealing with a big bio monster, shooting him, punching boulders, the memes, and getting rid of Wesker. Finally getting their special gun, your famous gun that you need to take out the last boss. In this case, I believe it's a rocket launcher. They utilize it, they shoot him down, and they win. So overall, if I had to really give a grade to everybody now, it's a A grade. Even with Wesker there and the new Ouroboros virus, there's no real threat because now Chris is more capable. Shiva's there. There's other people in the army, as well as the Westbrooks and their abilities. There was no real fear, because now as people are becoming more evolved and more capable agents, the threat's starting to go down, which was one of the gripes with Resident Evil, that everybody's becoming superheroes. So if you disagree with this, let me know. But if I had to give a grade, I would give them a 10 out of 10. No threat. They can handle this. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Happy Halloween. And I hope to see you guys again at Resident Evil 6. Thank you. Have a good one.